definitely interesting to see clicks go from 100 to 400 for the same exact cost. Kind of cool. It's really weird. And it's not necessarily just switching to manual, dropping the bid. It's switching to manual and dropping the bid allows you to buy the influx of traffic that Google is going to give you anyway at a cheaper CPC. It still has to be appropriate to the actual bid, but it is no longer going to limit you by bid strategy, and it's actually not going to remove your positioning, but it still has to be a bid that makes sense. It can't just be like, now everything's a penny. YouTube engagements works really well because it's a trusted one. It's been there since day one. Google knows that it's never not misfired, and it doesn't have to relearn. It's been there since the beginning, but inbound search, inbound shopping is not going to actually get any sort of YouTube engagements, and it just keeps going. Do you have any conversion actions that are still not inactive, but have no recent conversions that you could switch to that would not get a conversion? Conversion action that is still active. So it's not saying the red inactive or needs attention. It just says no conversion actions. This could be a chat from a year ago that you don't have chat on the page, but a conversion action that is not inactive, that if you were to use that as primary for the campaign that you'd like to test this on, that conversion action would not get a conversion because chat isn't on that page, or it's not a YouTube subscription, it's not a YouTube engagement, it's not a whatever conversion action that you're trying to optimize for. So that's why I was saying, like, YouTube engagement works well. In-store can work well if you're not running local traffic, but you can use it on a shopping e-commerce. What sucks about this is you have to use a goal. So Google, even on manual, will let you optimize a campaign without the campaign objective being either lead or sales. And that's the three algorithms that are in place is the campaign algorithm, then you have the bidding strategy algorithm, then you have the conversion action algorithm. All those three have to align with this hack to actually make sense. So the bidding strategy, obviously you're going to be using a bidding strategy of manual CPC without eCPC enabled, and then setting it down to a CPC that makes sense inside of your competitive ecosystem, but lower than what TROAS or TCP or max conversion value would have given you. The campaign campaign algorithm is going to be the campaign objective. It needs to go off of leads or sales. If you do not have that campaign objective set it to either lead or sales, because that's where it's going to try to count the conversion action that is inside of that bidding strategy. Then the conversion action that you have to use for that bidding strategy in that campaign algorithm is going to be a bidding strategy that is, again, not something that is new, so that it doesn't go to quote unquote relearn that it is historically active. Is just not going to achieve conversions based on if that campaign was using that conversion action as a primary bidding strategy or primary conversion, such thing as a YouTube engagement. Kind of cool. It's really weird. But yeah, that's what's kind of interesting. This other test that I'm running, I actually have the date here because I'm trying to break this thing and then coming back in. Obviously, it's my tinfoil hat method. I'm just an idiot sitting here in my little cave trying to break things. But I was like, well, what happens if this is kind of turned back on? And I was like, I had my test running from the 6th. That was the test that I ran on these three campaigns. So what were my dates here? So change history. Let's see here. This on the 10th. I was like right here. It was like the 10th here. But this is like when I changed it back. So you can kind of see like the ramp up in clicks and then the ramp down in clicks between like the 9th and the 21st. And it was like all of a sudden ramping up here and then kind of ramping down, and now it's slowly coming back a little bit afterwards, but definitely not hitting the levels that I was before. So it's kind of like I turned it on, hit this peak here. This is actually not anything that happened due to us. They literally had a site builder get stuck in queue. So we just lost a whole bunch of leads, which probably screwed up this time range here. But I turned it off here, and it's starting to get better here, and then getting a little bit worse as of yesterday. But the levels as to which this was like running here and then running here is about the levels that we're seeing, which is running up here and then running down there. So yeah, I didn't really track any conversions during this time. When I didn't track the conversions, that's when all of the clicks spiked up here, and then all of a sudden clicks for the same cost. $700, 170 clicks, $700, 400 clicks. And that's when, it was actually like going really good here. If I didn't have the stupid little screw up on the site where all of a sudden 60 people came in and were like, that's never happened before on a Friday. Like, what the hell happened? It would have been a really nice, clean test. But we're trying to see, is lead quality affected at all? And so far, it has not been. Our actual lead quality seems to be even potentially higher than when we were running with conversion tracking, which I thought was kind of really odd, because we have this thing called just predictive ROAS. Predictive ROAS is like, what are they choosing? Where are they located? What is their yada, yada, yada. Like, it's basically everything that we can possibly think of in order to identify like a good lead scoring analysis. And the lead scoring analysis was showing that this is actually like pretty good. We're not seeing any sort of diminishing returns. So do this here. This is the predicted ROAS thing that we're calculating. There we go. Let's see. June 10th and June 21st is when it was turned off. So this is predicted ROAS. So it's 5 or 6, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 7, 8, 9. That was turned off the 21st. So it's 9, 7, 7, 7, 7. So it's like, yeah, got better. So I'm trying to break this thing, but it's still working pretty well. So I don't know. It's kind of crazy. It's really, really, really interesting. So I'll keep you guys all posted. But so far, we're seeing lead quality up 40%. So kind of cool stuff. I don't know. Definitely interesting to see clicks go from 100 to 400 for the same exact cost. I have like 3 consulting clients that are trying this on a few of their accounts, and we have one that actually just completely tanked. Trying to figure out why. But again, this isn't me teaching you to do all this stuff. It's just me trying to get a bunch of free traffic. So far, it's kind of working. All right, so check this out. This is what I'm leveraging. These are 2 snapshots where I've noticed this. This is 2. I have like 50 of these. And check these out, segment by day in your conversion action, and then you'll see how this works. But this is the ROAS, this is the clicks, and this is the CPC.